welcome to this episode of my podcast. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but I want to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 and how console gaming is really expensive in Canada. I do not have any current gen consoles. I do not have an Xbox Series console. I do not have a PS5 of any sort, and obviously, I don't have the Nintendo Switch 2 yet. It was just the direct was just yesterday on the 2nd. Today's the 3rd. But I want to go over why somebody like me, who has low income, would actually not be having any console like that. I'm gonna try and make this as quick as possible. I took some screenshots. I went on the Walmart website earlier today, and I just want to go over the price of just the consoles. Okay, that's PS5 Pro. So here's the PS5 with a PS5 Slim with the disc drive. So that's $649.96 plus tax. Plus there's an eco fee. Eco/recycling fee that you got to pay on top of that as well. So that's just for the Slim base model. Here's the PS5 Pro without the disc drive. It is $959.96 at Walmart, and this is directly from Walmart. It's not a third-party seller. And then here's the Xbox Series X. This is a little bit better, but this is currently sold out on Walmart right now. But this is the price of a refurbished Xbox Series X on Walmart right now in Canada. And then they recently came out with a Switch OLED with Mario Brothers Wonder bundled in, and that's the price there. It's not too bad, but still it is up there. Now, for a console that is not nearly as powerful as like the PS5 or the Series X, and being the Switch 2. I was excited for the Switch 2. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to like pre-order one right now or anything like that, but I was thinking eventually I might be able to pick one up, or even on launch day or something like that, if the price was right. But I'll just show you the price here. Those are Canadian dollars. So just for the base model without a bundled game is $629.99, and then the bundled game is $699, so it's $700. So it's almost as much as a Series X refurbished. But if I could get a brand new Series X, it would actually be cheaper than getting the Switch 2 with the game. Actually be even cheaper than getting the Switch 2 without the game. And $80 games is with tax going to be over $100, because even at $70 US, we're looking at like $90 plus tax on the games. But like, I don't know what Nintendo's thinking. I do have a Switch OLED. Now with this one, I bought the tablet separately. I got the tablet for like $200. I got the Joy-Cons. I got these used from a local store. Thankfully, they had them for I think it was like $60, $60 or $70 or something like that. They were like $20 or $30 cheaper. They still work fine. They replaced the sticks on them, I think they said, or something like that. I did buy third party Joy-Cons just so I could have the console work off of AliExpress for like $35. I still have them. I just didn't grab them. And of course, I have my Steam Deck. This is probably the closest thing to a current gen system that I do have. I know it's not really a console. It's kind of a PC console hybrid. But yeah, this I managed to like upgrade piecemeal and stuff like that, so I was able to kind of afford it over time. I had to wait till I got a refund from the government to be able to even afford the Steam Deck. I bought the 64 gig model, and then I upgraded it to a 2 terabyte SSD inside. I managed to get a good deal on the SSD off of AliExpress, and it is a legitimate SSD. I know with AliExpress there's a lot of fakes out there, but I did find a legitimate one. So yeah, and this is how I was able to game for the most part, other than the Switch. Yeah, yeah, modern day gaming has gotten way too expensive, but thankfully indie games are relatively cheap. And on Steam, there's a lot of really good sales on a lot of games from time to time. I probably haven't bought a full priced game at launch since Cyberpunk. I did buy Cyberpunk 2077 on the PS4 at launch, and I don't think I've bought anything since then. Yeah, I did get Street Fighter 6 finally a few months ago. I think it was back in October or November. But I got it on sale. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything else. I did get Hogwarts Legacy on Steam, but I got that on sale as well. I don't. Oh, I do have Elden Ring on the PS5. I mean, not the PS5, PS4. Thinking my PS4 Pro. Yeah, I have Elden Ring on the PS4 Pro. I do want to get it eventually on Steam, but I haven't been able to get it on sale yet. I don't have Baldur's Gate 3 on any system. I still need to replace the fan on my PS4 Pro. Yeah. I don't know. I've kind of been priced out of the Switch 2 right now. I might not be able to get one. I was wanting to get one, especially since there's now an upgrade for Scarlet and Violet. I have Scarlet, but they haven't been putting out that many updates for it. So there's finally gonna be an update on the Switch 2. I was hoping it would be like $400 US. That would make it about $500 Canadian, which I might be able to push and do, but it's just I live paycheck to paycheck basically, and it's really really not that easy. Yeah, I think I showed all that I wanted to. But yeah, like in order to get the Switch OLED, I had to buy it piecemeal because I couldn't afford to pay for the whole bundle all at once. Because it was a bit too expensive. And I did end up like getting rid of all my physical games, well, almost all my physical games, and I I got rid of most of my Switches as well. I had a few, because I needed to pay bills and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Nintendo's thinking. They're gonna. Back in the day, the NES saved the gaming industry, and now it looks like Nintendo's going to collapse the gaming industry with the Switch 2 and their pricing and stuff like that. I'm sure there will be a bunch of people that will buy it, but I don't think it's going to sell as many units as they hope. Scalpers are going to buy a whole bunch of them, and they're not going to sell at scalping prices either, I'm sure. But just like with the PS5 Pro, a whole bunch of scalpers bought a whole bunch of PS5 Pros, and then they're just sitting on them. Nobody's buying them. I do have my gaming PC. I still need to throw in a high capacity hard drive in there at some point for gaming. But my Steam Deck can run most of my games. There's just a handful of games that I have that I can't play. But I've bought so many cheap games over the last few years. Hell, I even just bought a few more games that were really cheap. I bought like 5 or 6 games. No, 3 or 4 games for like $30 or something like that. Okay, why is this not turning on? I have been having issues with my Steam Deck lately. Uh-oh. Did make the sound, but it's not turning on. I might have an issue with my battery. It did get hit by like a power surge a while ago. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now it's turning on. I do eventually want to get a Steam Deck OLED. I just don't know when I'll be able to do that. I still gotta do my income tax, and I'm probably gonna have to pay some money. Okay, what I want to do is I have it highlighted there. I have 1,433 games in my Steam library. Some of them are demos, not very many of them, and some of them are free to play. But still, like I have quite the collection, quite the backlog. I just get a whole bunch of like cheap indie games and stuff like that. Occasionally, I'll buy a game for like $30, but for the most part, I don't spend more than maybe $5 or $10 on a game, and then I might just buy a bunch of them or something like that, and then that might be it for the month. But like I'm racking up the games and stuff like that. I forget how much I paid for Cyberpunk, but I do have Cyberpunk on here finally. I have most of the Fallout games. I got GTA, Forza, Horizon 4 and 5. I got Sea of Thieves. I have Red Dead Online. That was thankfully free. I have some of the Assassin's Creed games. Yeah. I do like my Steam Deck. I know it's not overly powerful, but it's quite capable and stuff like that, and I'm happy with this. I do also want to get eventually like the Steam console. And the nice thing with the Steam Deck is that I can connect an external hard drive through the dock. You can't really do that with most other systems right now. Can't do that with the Switch 2, PS4. Well, you can do it with the PS4. Can't do it with the PS5 or the Series S or X. You have to hook up like a high-speed SSD to the system. for most modern games. You can run like previous gen games on an external hard drive, um, but yeah, you can't do that at all with the Switch. I have a 16 terabyte hard drive that I have for my Steam Deck, and all those same games run off it just fine, like Cyberpunk, um, Borderlands, Hogwarts Legacy. There's a newer game, um, and I still need to get Elden Ring, but it would run off that hard drive no problem because the Steam Deck is not a high speed system like all the modern consoles are, including the Switch 2. That I all need faster memory and stuff, but yeah. And Nintendo is just nickel and diming you for everything. It seems like voice chat you have to pay for. It's free for a year, but you got to pay for that eventually. You got to pay for the Switch 2 upgrades from Switch 1 games. You got to pay for what else is there? Um, oh yeah, there's that tech demo that they've got for the Switch 2. You got to pay for that as well. They should have just bundled that in free with the Switch 2, but like with with the PlayStation 4, there was Astro's Playroom. There was also the version of Astro's Playroom for type deal for the PS5 as well. There's the Aperture Desk Job for the Steam Deck. That was also free. I don't think Xbox had like a tech demo for their consoles, but I'm sure if they would have been free as well. But for some reason, Nintendo is charging for it, and who knows how much that's going to be at launch. It's almost like 1-2 Switch all over again. It's like 1-2 Switch was a tech demo, and they charge for that too, and then they come out with a sequel for the 1-2 Switch. It's like, really? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, these greedy corporations, man. Things aren't cheap right now. Oh, yeah, I'm still not sure if I'm gonna be able to even get the Switch 2. I do kind of want one, but I gotta see how things are gonna be in the next few months here. I'm not gonna be able to pre-order it, I'm sure. But anyways, I think that's gonna do it for this episode of my podcast. I hope you have a good one, and see you in the next one, whenever that'll be. All right, bye.